Girls who go to the gym every day, do you shower every day? Let me be very clear. This is not a question about hair washing. I am not asking if you wash your hair every day because I know you don't. Neither do I. We've all agreed that we don't wash our hair every day. But do you shower every day? Because I don't shower every day that I work out. I don't really care if that's normal or not. But it would feel really good to know that other people also don't shower every day. Yeah. Because I'm gonna get in my bed and I worked out for 45 minutes today and I'm not gonna shower. I'm gonna go back to the gym tomorrow morning at 7:30. So like, who's the shower for? The person who's not in my bed with me? I put on a clean shirt and clean underwear. And I wash my face and brush my teeth. Why do I need to shower? In all honesty, Jade, I know you're gonna come from me, so I'm preparing myself.
Because you're walking around smelling like culo and like stank chocha. Okay, don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. Because she's trying to say that her clica don't stink. Okay, that her culo don't stink. Okay, you over here going to the gym, working out, walking around outside. You smell like outside and culo and chocha all together.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumibilia. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. Thanks for always stopping by, and welcome back once again. So today's video is one of those videos about palm color people who just feel so comfortable to come on the internet and talk about their poor hygiene. So this particular lady is currently trending, like she's documenting daily on TikTok how she's taking a bath for the entire month until she starts to enjoy taking her bath, because prior to now she used to take her bath only twice a week. And she came out on the internet and said that, you know what, let me just play a couple of her videos so you guys can understand what this is all about.
How many times a week is the average person showering? Because I understand you're only supposed to wash your hair like 2 or 3 times a week, and so I probably wash my hair once to twice a week. But and here's the kicker, and I don't want any judgment because it's a judgment-free zone, because this is TikTok. I shower about twice a week. Day 9 of showering every day until I somehow enjoy it. I think y'all are onto something. Because I showered last night before going to my boyfriend's house, and this morning I went to Pilates, and normally I would not shower after Pilates because I don't really sweat, and you know, I don't have a lot of time, whatever, and I would just put dry shampoo in as I did and wash my face and move on with my life. Today I'm like, what do you mean I'm not going to shower before work? Suddenly I'm like didn't do it yet, thinking about a 2 shower a day, being a 2 shower a day girl, because you start normalizing it, which is, I realized maybe what happened to me with the showering, or the non-showering, is that I started to normalize non-showering, and I didn't really feel disgusting because it was the way I felt every day. And now that I've been clean, I'm like, should I do this twice? I'm starting to wonder if y'all have trained me. So I didn't know how often people were showering, right? Like, I live alone, I don't have any siblings, etc. I just didn't know what people were doing. So I asked from a very honest place, like, how many times a week are y'all showering? This is how many times a week I'm showering. But the really cool thing about free will, because I wasn't asking to get in a fight. I'm not trying to convince y'all to only shower twice a week. Y'all do you do it however much you want. But the really cool thing about free will and being an adult is you get to make your own choices. Like, I want chocolate for dinner, I get to have chocolate for dinner. I want to shower twice a week, I get to shower twice a week. And if I hate something, I don't have to do it. If I don't like laundry, I can send it out to get done. If I don't want to clean my house, I can hire someone to do it. If I don't want a dog, I don't have to have one, right? Like, that's what being an adult and having free will is. And I personally hate showering that much. I'm not debating that I could be cleaner. Like, that's not up for debate. I'm not debating that probably what I do isn't average. I'm just admitting, like, that's how much I hate it.
So when she started that first video, you know, you can imagine what the comment section was like. A lot of people were like, twice a week. People were just expressing their shock, their disgust, their disbelief, and all of that. And see, at this point, I don't even know why people are getting shocked anymore, because not only do a lot of palm color people do this, they actually find it very easy to come on the internet and say that they do this. And it just got me thinking about how I think oversharing is a part of white culture. Because over here, where I'm from, you don't just go washing your dirty linens in public. You don't go telling people stuff. But I feel like with palm color people, they just feel so comfortable coming to tell you things that you really have no business knowing, even when it doesn't really paint them in a good light. I don't know. But she's not the first, she's not the second, she's not even the 100th person that has come out to say something like this. But every time one of them come out to say this, people are still shocked and express disbelief. Like, why? So she's been making several videos doubling down. I think some of the backlash and some of the comments she got to her, and she came out to start explaining different things, talking about how she has depression and whatever other mental health conditions she has, and that is one of the reasons she doesn't bathe. And in the comment section, there are palm color people that are giving excuses like we are saving the ecosystem, that's why we don't bathe regularly. Things like our skin is going to dry out. Heck, that's why you're supposed to moisturize. Like so many reasons for why they don't bathe. But she made a particular video explaining how it is cultural and why she thinks black people have good hygiene. She actually brought black people into this video. The video has actually been taken down because of the backlash she got, but I found someone else who staged the video. So you guys know me, I like mess, I'm messy. I'm just going to go right ahead and play that particular video. Let's talk about it.
Okay, forgive me if I say this the wrong way. I'm going to try and do this in the most politically correct and kind and sensitive way. I truly agree with this statement. I think cleanliness is cultural. Why? Because I think that people who are of a darker skin tone were hundreds of years ago told that they were dirty. Now, obviously, that's completely racist and a terrible thing to say, but I think that it became embedded in that culture to always be clean and fresh, etc. You think about people of brown or black skin working in fields, working as slaves, etc. Whereas white people were never told that unless they were like of a lower class or like blue collar worker. I'm not saying I agree with any of this, and I realize that this is going to probably piss a lot of people off that I'm saying this, but I'm really trying to do this from the like most politically sensitive perspective. I think there's a lot of in this comment because when I think back to my parents are both white, my dad's British. My dad literally sometimes showers once a week. He's a 6'4" white British man. He's never been called dirty in his entire life. He's never been told that he was dirty. He's never been told that his skin made him dirty. My mom literally probably showers 2 to 3 times a week. I just think this is a really eye-opening comment, and I think that it's 1000% spot on. Just something to think about.
First of all, I need to state, do you guys notice so many disclaimers that she put there because she knew that people were going to call her out for being anti-black, for saying something like that? It just sounds prejudiced. But I actually have a different opinion. I don't think she was trying to be raised to desist. I actually just think she's repeating what a lot of palm-colored people believe. And that belief is actually very anti-black and raised to desist for these reasons that I'm going to talk about. For the fact that you think black people didn't have a culture, like you feel like slavery was the beginning of black people's existence. Why didn't it occur to you or your fellow palm-colored people that maybe we were already having good hygiene before y'all brought us as slaves, before y'all enslaved our ancestors? Maybe it was already part of our culture. Why do you guys have to attribute our cleanliness to slavery? Number one. Number two, you saying that we developed this good personal hygiene, taking baths regularly and all that because of slavery, is also kind of attributing it to palm-colored people. Like the reasons y'all black people clean yourselves well is because we told you guys you're dirty, so you're doing it so that we can accept you guys. How about, it's kind of like them indirectly trying to take credit for the good hygiene that black people have, and that is, I'm definitely sure this thing she said, she's repeating what she has heard, what a lot of her people think. But the answer is no, you are very wrong, madam. No. Generally, we've always had a culture of cleanliness where we are from. Because if it was something that we developed during slavery, working in the fields or whatever, then the continental Africans back home, whose ancestors were not necessarily enslaved and brought to America, would not have the same hygiene practice. But for the fact that black people in every part of the world, all over the diaspora, have that commonality, we all have very good hygiene. We shower, we scrub, we moisturize. Obviously, it goes back way back before white people even discovered that there was a place like Africa and they were going to come and exploit us. Thank you very much. So anyways, I'm going to play people's videos reacting to this woman because the videos were a lot, believe me.
I probably only shower twice a week because of my depression and my ADHD, which I struggle with both, along with OCD and anxiety. Like physical acts, like getting in the shower, it makes my skin crawl, and I'm okay with that being my cross to bear. The idea of showering is just not really something I'm focused on. I combined ADHD and OCD means that I have a lot of issues with things being done in different orders. I actually don't think showering twice a week is that disgusting. If you think about it, it's once every like 3 days. When I'm gonna sound weird, and I don't know if this is a white people thing or a me thing or an OCD thing, but I hate being wet. I absolutely hate being wet. I get uncomfortable when I'm wet. I get uncomfortable when I sweat. Much so that I stopped going to the gym.
I thought it's animals that don't like taking a shower, like dogs and cats. They hate being wet. This is my first time ever hearing a human being talk about how she hates being wet. And for the fact that you get into the shower, in 10-15 minutes you could be done and you dry off your body. Like, what is that excuse? The mental gymnastics trying to justify why she does not like to shower. And I've seen clips of them talking about, oh, do you guys wash down there? Do you wash your feet? Who the heck washes their feet? You mean I'm going to use my hand and touch down there to wash? No, that's disgusting. They talk about their bodies and hygiene practices like it's something, like it's your body. Why are you disgusted by your own body?
I think part of the reason I don't love showering is because I don't particularly want to see my body naked right now. Like, I just had a big ass tuna melt in a beer, you know? And this isn't that I'm ashamed of my body. It's just not in prime condition to want to like look in the mirror or see it naked, right?
It's just so weird to me.
I get uncomfortable when I sweat. Much so that I stopped going to the gym that I was going to because it was a HIIT class and that would make me sweat and I didn't like that. And now I just do only Pilates. Honestly, y'all that are showering 2 to 3 times a day, I don't have the time. Where do you guys get the time? Also, because I don't want to waste skincare products or hair products, etc., then I'd have to redo all my skincare or my makeup or my hair. I truly don't believe all of y'all are showering every single day. Yeah. I don't believe it. I even know amongst my friend group that not every single person showers every single day. Now, I've got some outliers who shower 3 times a day, don't get me wrong. I think y'all are lying, but
we're not.
We'll never know, will we?
You're funky because you grew up seeing your parents be funky. And the reason they didn't smell each other is because y'all were funky together.
Yeah.
And nobody smelled each other. So you didn't tell each other. And then we got to white people are inherently clean and have never been told they're dirty. And black people have been told they're dirty since before slavery. And that's why they shower. No, actually, Africans taught the Europeans how to wash their ass. So y'all were not plagued by disease. But leave you to tell it is the other way around. Not one time have I jumped in the shower thinking, oh my God, white people think black people are dirty. Let me take a shower. My grandmother never got in a shower thinking white people think she's dirty. I grew up watching my grandma take 2 showers a day. My son is 6 years old. And by your math, my 6-year-old son has taken more showers in his lifetime than probably you, your mother, and your father combined. Your argument was foundationally flawed from the beginning because you don't actually have a reason why you take 2 showers a day other than you grew up watching your parents be funky, therefore you're funky. Because you can't say it's because of that, then say it's ADHD, then say it's your OCD, then say, oh, you don't like to be wet. Cleanliness is cultural argument doesn't work. It's flawed. And you assuming every black person has any type of history with slavery is crazy. That's not factual either. There are a lot of white people on here who wants me to let you know they do not fucking agree with you. And they shower more than once or twice a week.
She actually doesn't even believe that people shower twice a week, and she's talking about her skincare products. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. Oh my God.
This is TikTok. I shower about twice a week.
So I gotta say this. That white woman who proudly admitted she only washes her ass twice a week, girl, I dare you go buy a white washcloth, use some antibacterial soap, and scrub in between your cheeks.
No.
I want to see what that rag looks like after, because I know it's going to be filthy. And then she really got on here talking about people with darker skin wash more because they were told they were dirty. No, ma'am, we were never dirty. That's y'all's problem. Think about it. If we were so dirty, why were our ancestors nursing your babies? Why were we cooking your food? Why were we cleaning your houses? Clearly, y'all trusted us with everything. So let's be real, that stereotype about being dirty is projection. If anything, y'all the ones people say smell like wet dogs, like pennies, like mildew, that didn't come out of nowhere. At the end of the day, hygiene is basic. Wash every day, use soap, use a washcloth, scrub, and please do something about that hair smell too. It's 2025. There's no excuse to be bragging about being musty.
Exactly. When are they going to realize that this is actually embarrassing for them and they should not be sharing it on the internet?
Did a white woman get on this internet and start a discourse about how apparently it is a cultural thing that white people don't wash their ass enough? I swear to God, a lot of y'all white women, y'all say whatever comes to your mind, especially once you pass the age of 30. Y'all have zero filter at that point. And then she said, oh, well, I only shower 2 days a week. So the other days of the week, you don't at least like grab a towel, some soap and some water and wash up, especially down there, so you don't smell rancid to people. Ugh. And then she implied that it was a cultural thing. So she got the whole world thinking that white people just walk around smelling like hot armpit with a side of no hope. I used to work with this white teacher who would use the 45 minutes that we would get for a break to go run around the neighborhood. And she would even change to an outfit for it. So I'd be sitting there wondering, did she even have time to clean up afterwards? Ugh. My thing is, going back to the original video, what even prompted her to go and say that? And just admit it to the internet? The world? Why? There was literally no reason for her to go and say that or admit it to the world. But not only did she do it, but then she implied that basically everybody else of the same ethnicity does the same thing. It's a cultural thing. That's crazy. And also, going out and being amongst people without at least washing up is insane. That's disgusting and completely inconsiderate. And the thing is, hell, I had a point where I didn't want to bathe and do all of that when I was a pubescent 12-year-old that didn't care. You're an adult and just admitting that to the world. Why? This entire situation and everything about this just reeks, pun intended, of not caring about your fellow person at all. Not only are you being inconsiderate by not bathing 5 out of the 7 days of the week, but you are also being inconsiderate by implying that it's a cultural thing, so everybody thinks that white people just do this. That one TikToker on here is absolutely right. Y'all aren't scared of shit.
I think that it became embedded in that culture to always be clean and fresh, etc. You think about people of brown or black skin working in fields, working as slaves, etc. Whereas white people were never told that unless they were of a lower class or blue collar worker.
This all started by this lady coming and making a video saying that she only bathes herself 2 to 3 times a week. And I'm sure you can guess what the comments were like. So her logic is that black people have better hygiene and cleaning routines because we're used to being dirty from working in the fields. Specifically, darker toned black folks are apparently used to being told that their skin is dirty, so they clean themselves more, I guess, so their skin's not dirty. So her excuse to being dirty is to pull black folks into it and bring up slavery because that's why we have better hygiene routines. It sounds so stupid when I say this out of my mouth. I can't even make it make sense to even explain to y'all. To be in the year of 2025 and say that racism is not alive and well, you're delusional as fuck because it's clear as day. I can't even make this up. And at first, I'm like, am I being rage baited right now? This has to be rage bait. But no, this lady is standing 10 toes down on the fact that cleanliness is cultural. And it makes sense to her because her dad is a 6'4" white British man who only showered once a week and had never been called dirty in his entire life. I guarantee you that man had been called dirty once or twice. Are y'all okay? Cause anyway, I just had to share that because I'm so befuddled anyway.
This is a great example of unconscious racism and white privilege.
I agree with the statement. I think cleanliness is cultural. Why? Because I think that people who are of a darker skin tone were hundreds of years ago told that they were dirty. Obviously that's completely racist and a terrible thing to say, but I think that it became embedded in that culture to always be clean and fresh, etc. You think about people.
Now, I genuinely think that she's not trying to be racist, and this is why I think it's unconscious. And it is unconscious because she thinks that our bathing practices are tied to the way white people treated us during the slave era, when that could be the furthest from the truth. It's unconscious, and she's living in her white privilege because she never really did her due diligence to learn about bathing practices in the African diaspora or even before African people were colonized. Now, if you want to know the bathing practices of African people before they were colonized, that's a whole nother video. But I just need people to know that it is a privilege to think that this is the narrative of our history and how we bathe. I saw some other videos where she posted that the dermatology industry says that it's okay to bathe 3 times a week. And again, it's the privilege of not having to look into the fact that the dermatology industry is solely focused around white skin, and they don't often look into or study black skin. So of course, if you Google this, you're going to see information that says, and that is related to white skin, not black skin. Like if the dermatology industry was based off of all skins, maybe we would see a different story on that Google search that you made. But again, it's a privilege that there was a whole dermatology system developed around your skin. The fact that you don't even have to think about that, and the fact that you didn't have to think about learning about bathing practices of black people because all your life you've been told that your bathing practices are the correct bathing practices. Even like the idea that we got our bathing practices through trauma is racist, because that's not true. And it implies that your bathing practices are the right bathing practices, and we just started bathing this way just because of what happened to us, when that's false. So there it is, people. An example of white privilege and unconscious racism.
How many times a week is the average person showering?
Well, it's 7 days in a week, so 7 at the minimum.
Because I understand you're only supposed to wash your hair like 2 or 3 times a week, and
Excuse me? See, this is why I always say, white folks, some of you liberals are never beating allegations. So when they say stuff, sometimes they be true, the EBT community, that is. Because some of y'all play right into that shit.
so I probably wash my hair once to twice a week. But then here's the kicker, and I don't want any judgment because it's a judgment-free zone, because this is TikTok.
This is not Planet Fitness. We are judging you.
I shower about twice a week.
I shower twice a day. Twice a week.
And look, I think I look fine.
You may look fine. How do you smell? The smell part is the problem that we have with the lack of showering or bathing at that.
This guy is dramatic.
How often are we showering? Just like, can y'all be honest with me, level with me? Like, what do I need to fix this?
You should shower every day, at least once a day, preferably twice a day. I hope this helps.
You know what? I think we've seen enough of that. So I don't know. This whole thing at this point, I think even tomorrow somebody's still going to come out and say the same thing, how they don't shower and why they don't shower. It just reminds me of that video that I did. Actually, 2 videos. There was one that I did, black 50 versus white 50, and how it was apparent that black people age better. And this is one of the reasons. Because when you don't shower regularly, the dead skin cells are there. Even your skincare product that you think you're applying. Because she made it clear that, oh, when she said she doesn't shower, does not mean she doesn't wash her face or wash some certain areas of her body. But if it's not a shower with like something to scrub your skin, some soap and water running down your body, it's not a shower. Imagine going to the gym, coming back and not taking a shower. And she has a boyfriend. I'll just stop there. You guys, please let me know what you think about this in the comment section, especially when she talked about how cleanliness is cultural and how black people developed proper bathing practices and hygiene because of slavery, and how white people told us we were dirty. That's crazy. But I'm sure a lot of palm-colored people think that way. Just let me know what you think. Drop your comments in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.